guys, so Coast to Coast on Butter and Toast has made their stop in Memphis. So can you guess what we're gonna feature here today? I'm gonna give you 3 guesses. Your first 2 don't count. Did you guess ribs? You're right. Listen, a lot of people say that barbecue was born right here in Memphis, and a lot of it is on the backs of these ribs. You see what I did there? Baby backs? You like that? So, listen guys, I don't want the emails, so I'm not going to stand here and go, I'm going to make Memphis style ribs, and that's it. Because Memphis style ribs, some people attribute that to the ingredients and the spice that's used. Some people attribute that to the kind of thin, salty or wet mop that's used. So here's what makes our ribs Memphis style. We're making them in Memphis. That's it. So guys, this is super simple, it's super easy, and that's one of the things that we've learned traveling the country is how easy it is to replicate these legendary dishes at home, because when these legends were being built, the equipment wasn't available to us to do it ourselves. But now we can. So let me walk you through how simple this is, and you're gonna have some of the best ribs you've ever had. So first things first, we're gonna run with 3 racks. And before I get going here, let me call out Carolina cutting boards, okay? That's the boards you see us using here. No 2 are alike. They're all handmade, they're all handcrafted, it's all done in the US. You can put your whatever on here, from a handwritten note to a logo. And here's the coolest thing. Bring that camera up to me for this. Every one of these is handcrafted, handmade by veterans, their spouses, and their families. Guys, hop on my website, marksontheroad.com, have a look at these cool gifts. Let's keep going. Now, 3 racks of ribs at Costco runs me 22 bucks at best. When I go get a full rack of ribs at a restaurant, 22 bucks just for 1 rack. Maybe that gets you a half. Guys, do it at home, it's a lot cheaper. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is take the silver skin off the back. Now, there's a reason for that, okay? This white membrane right here, if you cook these ribs with that on there, what'll happen is this is gonna shrink, pull the meat off the bones, and it's not gonna look right, it's not gonna taste right, all the meat's gonna be kind of jarbled up in one spot. So what you wanna make sure you do is pull that off. Now, if you've gotten your ribs from a butcher, they should have done it for you. We're not gonna do butcher. If you've gotten it from Costco, you're doing it yourself. So here, come on around here and have a look. So if you need to get it started with either the flat end of a screwdriver or maybe you want to use a like a little knife just to get under there, all you're going to do is you're going to get that skin started pretty much anywhere. See what we've done here? And then you're going to take your paper towel and you're just going to give it a pull. Now, what's going to happen is, and you're just going to give that a tug and a pull right like that. It might take you a couple of passes to get it all, but do make sure that you get all of it, because if you don't, those ribs just aren't going to taste right. There's going to be a texture in there that you don't like. There's going to be a texture in there that your guests don't like, right? And you want to recreate this authentic Memphis barbecue experience. So while this is maybe one of the grosser parts of what we're going to do, it absolutely is a necessity, and you're going to be happy you did it. So let me get that out of here and give my hands a wash. See you at the other angle. All right, so the next step is the rub. Now listen, a lot of times you'll see people, they put that rub on and they sit there and they massage and they work it in. This is not the dish for that, okay? Some people like their Memphis style ribs just dry. So the last thing that we want to do is ruin that crust by really, sticking it into that meat deep. So all you're going to do is just pat it. That's it. Everybody say pat, 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 pat. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to pat, 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 pat again. All right? That's all you have to do with this. Don't work it in. Don't massage it. Just give it a little bit of a pat. And listen, at the end of the smoking process, you will appreciate that little bit of advice. There we go. So that was ready. Let's do this to the other 2. There we have it. 3 full racks of ribs, enough to feed 6 to 8 people for 20 bucks with that flavor that you used to have to wait for those couple of times a year to that place around the corner to experience. Now you can do it at home anytime you want. So get that smoker ready, whatever kind you're going to use, and I recommend hickory wood or hickory wood pellets, depending on what you're using. So guys, tell you what, let's pile these ribs up, and I'm gonna meet you out on the back deck. We're gonna get these guys. All right, guys, it really is that simple. We've got our temperature at 248. I'll take it. We've got our hickory wood pellets in there. Like I said, if you're using an offset smoker, grab some hickory wood or wood chunks to go along with your fuel. We're gonna pop that up and arrange them on our rack. And we're gonna have a look at these. Not too worried about temperature. I can do these with time. You're just gonna shoot for between 4 and 5 hours, okay? That's what you're aiming for here. We're probably gonna get closer to 5 because we got some stuff to do today. So let's let those guys in there. Give them a little bit of space. And that's it. We'll see you guys in about 4 or 5 hours. And what we're going to do then, all right, this is where you have kind of an option. We're going to remove the ribs. And we're going to crank the temperature up a little bit, okay? About 350, 375. Once the temperature hits that, we're going to put the ribs back in. Now, you can either put them in dry and get that really big crust on. We'll do that with one of the racks. What a lot of people love to do is give it that thin coating of sauce at that point, put it back in for that last 8 to 10 minutes. Oh. All right, guys, see you on the other side. These are going to be good. Man, it smells good out here. I think the whole city of Memphis just smells like ribs at all times. It's like my house. So guys, check this out. About 4.5 hours we've been in here. We're not cooking by temperature, we're cooking by time. And we chose, well, look at that. Get that bubble. Don't get too close. Oh, right there. Look at that. Is that a thing of beauty? That's the prettiest thing you've ever seen. All right, so let me get on my gloves. And we're going to improvise a little bit today because we are camping. I'm going to take one of our racks like that, and I'm just going to set them on our cutting board like that. And then the other two, I got a special little surprise for them. Oh yeah, look at this. All right, so, oh yeah, look at that, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. God, that's nice. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to switch that, so a little rough with it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give this a little bit of a light sauce. And the improvisation is we're camping and I forgot a brush. But, oh, we can do this any number of ways, just like that. Now listen, like we said before, sometimes people like to rub on them, sometimes they like them a little wet. All you're really looking to do, and we're going to turn the temperature up here in just a second, is you're looking to dry this rub out, or this sauce out, just a tiny bit. Notice how we're not really slathering it up to the point where you can't tell the difference between the ribs and the sauce. All we're doing is giving it a nice little coat that we're going to let almost cook off in that smoker. So let's go ahead and get it on the back here. Like I said, I recommend using a silicone brush. But when you got to improvise when you're camping, you got to improvise when you're camping. At the end of the day, those ribs are still going to be perfect. So I'm going to take the gloves off so we can get them washed and have a look here. However it is you got to do it, whether it's your offset smoker and you got to add some fuel and some wood, or you've got an electric smoker and you're going to adjust the temperature, if you've got a pellet one and you're going to do the same. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that temperature to 375 and you're going to hang out until it reaches it, and then we're going to put the ribs back in for about 8 to 10 minutes. All right, that's all you got to do them for, is another 8 to 10 minutes. But I wanted it that high temperature so we can either form that crust on the dry ribs or dry out that sauce just a little bit on the wet ones. So guys, give us a couple of minutes to come back up to temperature, pop them in, and I'm going to see you for a bit of a taste. So you see what's happening here, right? While it heats up, you get that big blast of smoke at the end, and that's what's going to give it that big old punch of flavor that we're looking for. So remember, this part's only going to be 8 or 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and put everything back on the bus. There we go. There's our wet ones. Oh yeah. Oh, we'll make them all proud. We'll make anybody in Memphis proud with these. And here is our dry ones. Right like that. All right, let's shut this down and give it 8 to 10 more minutes. And there they are. Perfect. Holy cow, those are perfect. All right. All right, so we're going to take these in. We're going to let them cool for 5-10 minutes, and we're going to see how we did with the most important people that matter, the ones you cooked them for.
These are beautiful.
Aren't they?
Yes.
And there we have it. The rest is over. Holy cow. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we went out last night for ribs in Memphis, just get a little bit of inspiration, ask a couple of questions from the experts, and I'll tell you, we utilized it a little bit today with our spices and, you know, the option of the dry or the rub. So I think it's time for the kids and cool Squiggy there to try this, is what I'm thinking. So everybody wants to try a little bit of each, so here's what we'll do. Just to get it started, now come on in here, you gotta see this. This is so nice. Now this is they call it wet. This is the one that we went and put that sign on, so have a look at this. Oh, there's the smoke ring. It's absolutely perfect. That texture, I can tell, is dead on what it should be. It's not mush and falling off the bones with no texture at all. It's got a little bit of a chew to it, but when it comes time, those bones will come right clean. Guys, these are about as close to perfect as they're ever gonna get. So let me get a couple of here served up. Look at this. Oh, these are nice. Oh, look, I'm wrecking them. Let's turn them over and do it. That's easy. All right, there's a couple for ladies first. Like that. A couple for Roman. There we go. And I'll get a few put down there for us. God, look at that bark on it. It's beautiful. 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 There we go. A couple for us. Yeah, keep an eye on Squiggy. Holy cow, I don't think she's liking that very much. There we are. And this guy, and then let's go to our dry ones. Some people swear by the dry ones. I like the sauce, but look at this. There's just, are you kidding me with this? Guys, you don't have to travel to Memphis. You don't got to go to Texas. You don't got to go anywhere. All you got to do is head off to your backyard with a couple of pieces of the right equipment, a couple of good ideas, a really good rub, like Marc's on the Grill's rub. You are all set. But guys, I invite you to hang out for a bit while we give these a try. All right, you got the sauce ones? Here we go. Right there. That's what I got to try. There we are. Wow. Wow. Holy cow. Now.
Yeah, but a little bit.
Edit this out. Now, Trish joined me last night, the lovely camera lady, for our ribs, so I'm going to hand these to her so she can try them too. Look at it. Aye, what do you think? Aren't those good?
You know what?
Are those every bit as good as what we had last night?
Actually, I think these are better.
I love it. All right, well, I hope the people that were watching don't watch that. We need the followers. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Our journey across the country has been unbelievable. Check out our other videos. We cooked brisket in Texas. We did Southwestern in San Antonio. Now we're doing Memphis ribs in Memphis. Who knows what we're going to do when we hit Nashville, Tennessee. My name's Marc Gill. This is a family. Roman, Maria, Trish is on the camera. That's Squiggy. The white dog is somewhere. She'll show up. This is Marc's on the Grill, and this is Coast to Coast on Butter and Toast. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. We'll see you down the road. Oh, look at these. Look at them. Look at them.
They're so good.
Now, which ones do you like better, the wet or the dry?
Oh,